Welcome to the Totally Awesome Fishing Show. Yes, it's another bit of a strange episode, but it's got to be done. I had a call at 4 p.m. in the afternoon. My wife was right next to me, and unfortunately for me, she heard the phone call. It was from, yes, a fisherman telling me, get your down here, Graham. There's a big kick-off with the fishing. We loaded up last night. Please, can I go? I'd only just had 3 days on the River Wye, so I was really pushing the boundaries. At 4:15, I left, jumped in the car, drove 2.5 hours down to the south coast, jumped out, had a fish, jumped back in the car, got back at 1:30 or 1 o'clock in the morning. Man, I'm tired, especially at my age. It was worth it. It was a species that are good fun to catch. It's getting more and more popular. I suggest you give it a go if you can. They're catching them down on the south coast, anywhere. Portsmouth Harbour, Boscombe Pier, I hear they're catching them. Further down the West Country, they've always caught them. That's right, it's a squid. Let's get squid fishing down on that pier. It's a great social event, it's fun, and better still, two things. Bait for cod, food for keeping her ladyship happy. This is how the trip panned out. So Mackie's, you're on your number 3 or 4?
Yeah.
Already?
We've had a few already now. By the time you went to the car to get the camera on that.
I only went to park my car and they caught more.
Well, yeah, we had 4 in the space. He went to go and park his car, so. Yeah, got another one on here.
Bit bigger that one, isn't it, Mackie?
Yeah, a little bit bigger. There we go.
And that jiggy is what? Red and...
That's just like a pinky one. It's one of the Yamashita warm jackets.
And weight-wise, so people
They don't do it by weight. It's a 3.5, so it sinks 3.5 meters sort of per second. Yeah. Well, no, it's 3.5 seconds per meter. Sorry. Yeah. That's how they sort of rate it, but it's probably about 14 gram. So.
That's a nice squid, that one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good show. So you've been catching what? Quite a few.
Yeah, quite a few recently. Yeah. It's sort of last week was a bit slow.
Yeah.
Because we had some stormy weather, the tides and that. But this week with the spring tides we've got and the winds have sort of fell in our favour, flat calm, big moon, always seems to equate to a good amount of squid.
So tell us about the moon. You think full moon is the best, really?
Yeah, I prefer the full moon.
Yeah, even though it's cloudy, the full moon's going to bring them up feeding.
The full moon just seems to, I have no idea why it affects it, but
full moon
always seems to work really well.
And you get new moon and full moon with the spring tides, but it's not the same on the new moon.
I always seem to fish just the full moons usually.
Okay. Yeah.
I still come down here in between and catch a few, but I always find the most sort of squid you catch do fall between that sort of full moon period.
And sort of high water and dark,
high water sort of going down. Oh, I think he's got one.
Yeah.
Have you got one, Lawes?
Yeah. Yeah, let's pop up here, have a look. Small one, but you got the same jig, same colour?
Yeah, Yamashita pink one. I think one's a 2.5 on this eggy rod. I'm quite surprised that.
Very tippy rod, that one, isn't it?
Very flimsy, but I would say I pulled in that big one last night.
And how was that? How big is that one?
What, the one last night?
Yeah.
It was 2.3 pounds from tip of the hood to the head was 14.5 inches. So it was a big one. I didn't think I was going to be able to get up the steps, but yeah, chuck them in the bucket.
Good fish. Or good squid. Yeah.
Not bad sizes.
Good eating and good bait.
I've got another one on within the matter of 2 minutes of the last one. I'm just using a basic spinning rod, Shakespeare ugly stick. I use it for all my sort of spinning, bass, wrasse, and then just a small sort of 4,000 size spinning reel with 10-pound mono on. You can use braid and you can use proper eggy rods, which are sort of like really light LRF rods, and they're really good for casting out the jigs, working them along the bottom. But I just use a basic spinning rod setup. I just tie it straight to. Nothing fancy, none of these glow sticks on it, as natural as possible, and just imagine it so it sinks down to the bottom. It will sit like that, then you've got to flick it up, work like that, and then let it sink back down, and just do that all the way to your feet, and you'll find most of the time the squid will take on the drop like that. And it's quite a weird bite. You just feel like you've got a massive bag on there full of water.
It's like a plastic bag.
Yeah, you just keep reeling, no sort of special movements to it. And And once you've got it in, just a steady reel up over the wall or wherever you're fishing, and there you go, got your squid basically.
But you get a big one, you've got a chance, you've got a gaff you've made up. Show us a gaff, yeah.
So my mate Lawson here, we wanted to sort of knock up something to actually drop down the pier and actually land bigger squid.
Yeah.
So all we've done is got a load of hooks and basically glued and taped them on to the end of a telescopic rod. That's not coming out. We've lifted up bags of oranges with it and it's been as good as anything. So if we do get the big one, we are more than likely to land it.
And that's what, just a
that's just an old
spinning rod?
Yeah, that's just a telescopic rod, an old telescopic rod.
Oh, I see, yeah, that's a good idea.
So we can just take it wherever. We're going to try and make a better one, a bit longer, with probably like get like a roach pole or something, or
yes, good idea.
Sort of a freshwater pole, and make a better one. 'Cause the drop nets, if you use them, you can get all the ink in them, and don't make good to clean out when you get home. It's a pain in the arse.
That's a good way to shake them off. Huh?
So yeah.
And is that barbed or
they are. Oh no, I think they're barbless.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just so you can shake them off in the bucket.
Yeah. Yeah. So pretty much what you do is go down, hook in your squid.
Yeah.
Pull it up like that, and then just pretty much shake it off, and yeah, a very, very convenient way to land the squid down here.
Ah, good
You
tool.
do need it because when you get the bigger ones, there's no way you're going to lift it up on a light line.
And you're like your Weymouth records here. What was it? You told me, was it about £6 something?
Yeah,
like one?
chap last year I'd won it about £6.
That's huge, isn't it?
That was massive. We went out last night and had one at about 2.5. My mate Lawson, he managed to get it. Yeah, £2.5 it was. It was massive. It's the biggest one I've seen this year. But sort of as winter comes, as it gets colder, you do tend to see the
bigger
ones
ones.
come in.
More December or something like that.
Yeah. Depths of winter, you get those real monsters. So.
And down there you've got a light as well. What was that
Yeah,
light?
we've got a. I'll put it up and show you. So basically, it's a massive green light attached to a battery with a weight on.
Oh, I see. Is that a motorcycle battery down there?
Yeah.
Just down here?
Yeah, just a motorcycle battery.
Sure.
My mate got from the scrapyard. So that just goes in the water, and what it does, it attracts a lot of the bait fish around it. And when the bait fish are around it, the squid seem to come in, and they do like this sort of green glow in the water.
Yeah.
But they don't so much like the old lights on the jigs. I don't know why.
Yes.
But I've always done better without anything attached to my jig. But this just seems to add that. The bait comes in round it, and it seems to add an extra element to the squid fishing. So you've got more fish coming into basically your area where the squid are.
Now this isn't homemade. This is
This was just bought off the internet. Off of, where did you get it from?
It's like an American idea, is
I've
it?
got it wish.com.
Wish.com.
For like 20 quid.
Chinese special. Yeah.
So it is a fish attracting light.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah, it's built for what its purpose is. So, yeah, it seems to have worked alright so far, isn't it?
Yeah. I'll switch that light out and you should be able to see it. Let's see.
It's aided, isn't it? For sure.
So yeah, it's definitely.
Well, that's it. This is a man with a green face. Look, there you go. That's with the floodlight off. So you can see it with the floodlight on full. Looks nothing. I turn the light off, and that's in the pitch dark. So that's quite a glow, isn't it?
So that really does light up the water. So it's all
So what you're saying is, if I stand close to you, there's no excuse for me not to catch one.
No.
Taking a risk here, guys. Going to tune that down a bit for you. That's better. Change of jig. I told Mackie, I says, I need another jig, Mackie. I need the one you're using. And it was, I think, first cast. It's going to fight all the way to the frying pan. And then it mustn't really, because they're absolutely superb baits, these. And I'll tell you what I like the colours of them. They're sort of a beautiful copper colour, aren't they? And this would be about the average size at the moment, Mackie, yeah?
Yeah, at the moment, yeah. There are a few bigger ones.
Yeah.
Chap to my left has had a bigger one so far, but
There we go, see that in the light there.
you do seem to find the bigger ones
Squirting water.
mixed in with the smaller ones at the moment.
In the bucket he goes, and they tell me bring a bucket with you, and I can see why. I mean, I've just come back from 3 days fishing, so don't get me wrong, I got back last night, and then you phoned, I thought, she's not going to like this very much. Please, can I go down and fish with Mackie? So I've got another one hooked up, guys. This one took on the drop. I've got to be careful of winding too fast. It's a habit, because I've been pike fishing literally yesterday up on the River Wye with a lure. So I tend to be cranking everything fast, and it's easy to overfish these lures. And they do take it really slowly. It's quite noticeable. So with these, for beginners, you know, they're not... He's almost fighting this one. There's no hooks on them, they got the spines. Oh yeah, that's a better one. You can see the spines there, look. They're just gripping these. They can't pull off of these pins. And they're very, very sharp, these needles. This particular lure has been well used, I imagine. Mackie, this one.
Yeah,
this
he's
lure.
Well, a funny story about that.
It's weird because it's not much of a colour to it, and yet they've taken it, haven't they?
Yeah, there's a really funny story
eyes.
behind that jig. I was fishing on the harbour side down here, and I got snagged up, and I actually reeled that jig in.
Oh really?
And it's one of those expensive ones.
Is it? You give it to me?
Yamashita, so
you give it to me.
It's one of the ones that's seen the depths, and I resurrected it, and it's caught loads, as you can probably see by the marks on it.
Yeah, it's faded.
On the beach.
It's faded.
That's the original. It was a brown colour anyway, but it's more. I don't know why, but I've always done well on the brown colours.
Yamashita.
Definitely, yeah, one of my favourite jigs.
Have they all got these little feathers? Ouch, these pins are sharp. Have they all got these little feathers on them as well?
Yeah, most of them have it. Yeah, they all sort of have these little feathers. You can get them on all different sizes. The new range of Yamashitas they brought out is called the 490 Glow. And what they do is when they glow up, instead of glowing green, they actually sort of glow like a blue, sort of, what do you call it? Like a UV sort of blue.
Yes.
And apparently the squid react to that colour better than the actual green glow. But yeah, they definitely are the jigs to have. I mean, any jigs work. I've caught on all of them. I've caught on the cheap jigs, the expensive jigs, but it's a bit like bass fishing, really. Like you get your, obviously, Rapalas, your Zoris, your Pachenkos. You can catch on all those expensive jigs, but at the end of the day, you could spend £2 on a bass lure, a Dexter wedge, for example. One of the best lures. You got another one?
Talking of Dexter wedges. Oh, talking of Dexter wedges.
Dexter wedges are probably one of my favourite all-time lures.
This one's actually, we can't show you guys, might do later on, but I'm into kill mode at the moment, so I just want to keep casting now. Maybe we'll show you one, maybe squirting water. And because we got that big video up we put up from last year, was it, Mackie, we came down?
Yeah, we come.
Yeah, that's got, I don't know how many views that's got.
Over 100,000 now.
Is it over 100,000?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
So.
And that's all about catching these.
Ideal.
Great to eat and great bait.
There we go. Absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect.
I can't stop casting. It's terrible. Terrible. Amazing if you get that. You just need to hit on a lure. Anybody, any type of lure, pike fishing, whatever.
Yeah.
And then you go, oh, you got faith in using it, you know.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I was up the one, I was casting this lure, and it was one that a
I
guy given me, and he said it's a really good catching, you know, for pike, just jacks and stuff like that. Casting nothing. Almost, I don't know, 150 casts, and then I just see this pike come crash absolutely on it. So I left it on the rest of the day because I mean, if one pike's taking it, another one probably will.
I've only just started doing a bit of the pike fishing, and my all-time favourite lure at the moment is I started using just a bronze Abu Toby spoon.
Oh yeah.
And that's the only lure I have faith in. I've got like the surface lures, all the jerk baits, but I always resort back to the bronze Abu Toby.
Yeah.
Always works. So yeah, when I first started carp fishing, I used PVA bags, and it's always been my sort of preferred method of catching carp. And then recently I did switch over to trying different methods, but you always seem to find it relates to all types of fishing, whether it's sea fishing, coarse fishing. You always find the first method you actually truly catch on seems to be your preferred method. You have them sort of more faith into it. So I started using just bottom bait rigs. I didn't really have much luck, and then went back to PVA bags and started catching a few nice carp again.
Yeah.
But it's all about confidence, really.
Confidence
really,
in the method.
Really,
method
really,
or bait, or both.
Really big part of fishing is confidence. And like with the Dexter wedges, I come down here and I catch all sorts on them. People come down with their expensive lures and that, but
now you were saying these squid jigs, some of them were £12 each.
Yeah. The Yamashitas are quite expensive. They're about 12 to 15 quid per jig, but you look at some of the bass lures on the market, like the Pachenkos and stuff, they're like 20 quid each.
£20 for a bass lure?
Yeah, for a bass lure, but Savage Gear though, at the moment, they've really upped their game with a lot of their lures. Yeah. Like they do some really good quality lures at really sort of like reasonable prices. Some of the they've got like a Pachenko imitation called the Panic Prey, and that is an absolute beast of a lure.
And your shop, Weymouth Angling Centre, they do a good range of lures in there, I imagine?
Yeah, we stock a lot of the fish, all the fish black minnow stuff, bar a couple of them. What else have we got? We've got loads of savage lures, all your sidewinders.
Huge range of these squid jigs as well, yeah?
Yeah, we've got loads of squid jigs. We've recently as well expanded all of our, this coming winter, we're expanding our course range. So we're doing a lot more carpy bits.
Now I heard up in up the sort of Portsmouth area that the tackle shops there are selling out squid jigs. Have you got no problem with them? You've got good stock there?
Yeah, no, we've got plenty of squid jigs in. We always make sure we buy a load anyway at the start of the year because we know full well it's gonna be a good
kick off come the autumn. Yeah.
So, but yes, we've got pretty much everything you need. Whether it's starting out, whether you just want to start out, just come down the pier. The amount of people this week I've sort of helped out, set up and got down here squidding.
Yeah.
I mean, 30 quid will sort of set you up for a...
and you shouldn't lose lures, these jigs. You shouldn't really use them. There's no hook on them, is there?
No, because where the weight is actually situated on the bottom of the jig, and when they sit in the water, they sit proud like that. So the hooks are like sort of out of the way of any weed and stuff.
Yeah.
So they work really well like that. But you don't need to spend a lot of money on tackle. I know people like it, carp fishermen especially.
That's a good size.
Nice.
That's about size. That's edible size.
There we go.
That's what I call, guys. That's what I call a wise-sized squid because she loves eating these. That is a beauty. That one. They're slippery to hold, so I'm going to hold in there for you. I'll tip that down.
You got one, Aaron?
Look at that one.
Oh!
Right in the kisser. Absolutely soaked.
Yeah, he's got you.
Absolutely nailed. It's not funny. Listen, I want to go over the lens as well. I think, I think it's funny because he missed the camera and he got me.
Graham.
Absolutely nailed me big time. Deservedly so.
I've switched from a Yamashita now just to a normal squid jig, just one of the cheap ones, and I've just had one on.
You had a bump.
Yeah.
Bring yourself a bath towel, guys. Absolutely so. I'll tell you what, I was lucky I wasn't ink, wasn't it?
Oh, definitely.
Man, the knives all up the face.
I've had ink all over me before in the face. Weren't a very nice experience, I'll tell you that.
Now, last year we did it, those bigger ones had loads of ink, didn't they? I mean, these don't seem too bad, these, at the moment. I've really messed those glasses up, I won't be able to see anything. So, good hand wipe, people.
So, if you want to dispatch your squid quite quickly and humanely, you can always use a knife, but if you've got little kids with you or you just haven't got access to a knife, another way to do it is by literally using the bridge bit of your hand there and literally just giving it a little jab just behind the back of the head, and it will kill it pretty much instantly. And that's pretty much the easiest way. You see, it's all changed colour. That is now as dead as a nail. You can tell just all of its tentacles are still red, but that's pretty much, yeah, instant. So it's a bit more easier than using a knife, but sometimes you don't hit the right spot, but doing it that way you can pretty much ensure it's gone.
Don't know if it's worth pulling that light up. Yeah, the pollock, all the little wrasse and pollock love it, don't they?
Yeah. Get your jig right by it, Lord.
Where's my jig? All that is one of the old style, like original squid jigs. I just thought I'd come up with an idea with sort of glow-in-the-dark powder for using for paint. I bought a UV torch, only £2 offline, off one of those sort of generic Chinese websites, and sort of free settings. And they seem to work. The UV torches work a lot better than sort of a headlight. Sort of the jigs seem to charge a lot better. The only downfall done on this was I put the green on first and then the blue, The green seems to sort of hold the charge and glow a lot better. Sort of in the dark, it sort of does glow a lot better.
There we go. Oh, look at that, boys.
It does hold its charge, you know what I mean? It's you've got to keep on it for a while. But we've sort of had the light on this for a couple of seconds, 30 seconds, maybe to a minute at one point, and it stayed glowed for a good hour.
Oh, really long time then?
Yeah, they sort of, it holds its charge. It's not too bad. Like I say, it's a work in progress as such, for what it is. I'm going to try and put more green on it, take it all off, put green. But then again, you've got the like a shop bought one, and it seems to work quite well. The white ones, and just charging it up, give a little flash now and again, and then holds the charge quite well. Compared to sort of having your head torch on, you hold up to your head torch for a while. Within sort of a couple of seconds, they seem to have gone out. But the UV seems to do the job quite well.
And that's with the light on. You can see it there. And as soon as I turn the light off, glowing.
Beauty, innit?
And same with the other one, still going. I'll turn the light off. But you put it in the dark shadow line. That's it. You can see it there.
And that's with the blue sort of over the. That's my downfall, that I put the blue over the green. If I put more green on there, it'd be sort of.
What were you saying about the thermal qualities of some lures now?
Yeah, a lot of the people, the Yamashitas now, they're saying that the warm jackets, they sort of go up by a degree or so, and not thinking. We've been sort of fishing them, thinking that drop in the water, they'll go up a degree. But we're speaking to a sort of a fellow fisherman, and he said if you just put them in your hand, sort of blow in your hand, it'd sort of generate the heat they hold. And I tried it earlier on, and sort of on the drop, I was straight into one. So obviously shows that the sort of technology on those sort of more expensive squids, like squid jigs like the Yamashitas, is obviously sort of worth the money.
So that meaning that the squid can hunt thermal, like a thermal imaging thing, they can pick up the heat. Sense the heat off of their prey.
Yeah, they seem to think that obviously the Yamashita, they put a lot of time and money into sort of research, and there's a lot of videos online of them, and they're saying that they don't hunt just by light, it's by thermal as well as scent, and like I say, it seems to work. A lot of people fish these Yamashitas now. So. And
you watched the entire video, you said, in Japanese.
Yeah, just to sort of
steal their ideas.
Yeah, try and get a bit of knowledge and sort of try these things out. If you don't try it, you don't know, do you? So
it's true.
Yeah, it's always worth anything, isn't it? It's always worth a go.
Squid of the day or squid of the night, that one, isn't it?
So what you do, a good way to unhook them is sort of just shake your jig in the opposite way, and he's off there and ready for
the chop.
Ready for the chop and ready for the frying pan. There you go.
God.
Bigger one. There we go, he's dead. He's all ready now ready for the frying pan. All ready for a big cod bait.
I'll tell you what, these eggy rods and the way you go forward, so sensitive. Especially. Hopefully he's not going to squirt. You can see he's still full of water. There you go.
See it pulsing then?
Yeah. Sometimes you see in the belly, I don't know if you can see it, it's quite dark there. In the belly there, you can see when he starts pulsating.
Is that the ink there?
Yeah, you can see all the.
Yes, that's the water in there, yeah?
Yeah.
So it was a great time fishing last night with Mackie and the lads down on the pier, but now we come to the yucky mucky part. You can see here all the ink is coming out of these. It goes everywhere, but it's all got to come out. You can see it, look, all here. Now whether I'm using that for bait or whether I'm going to be eating, I want the ink out. So what I do is start splitting them all down. Now you can see our other YouTube up there. I think it's called Squid Invasion. Maybe Michael put a link up on it and show you how to get it. But you get rid of all this ink, and it's got a whole film sequence on basically preparing them. But just to run through it quickly, I put my thumb down the back of the spine here, and I just pull the guts out there. You can leave the tap running slowly if you're not on a water meter, which we are. Now that's edible. Of course you could eat the head and tentacles. I'm putting mine up here on the top because I'm saving all these for bait. And then what I'm going to do back down here in the sink, I'll show you on this one, where you got the wings here, which is their sort of, I suppose you can want to call it a fin if you like. See the two fins? if you put your thumb down over the top there, you can go right through and just peel those wings right off. As I say, the whole film prep on a much bigger film with bigger squid is there. Keep all these wings, just rinse them off. Because basically, look, I can use these with ink in them, but on my boat for bait, but I don't want the ink all over the bait. So I've got two different lots of baits here. Squid head, that's going to be used for cod, conger, bass. I can also cut off the catching tentacles, which are these long ones. Here you can see the suckers on them. Still stick to me, look, these are hours old. Cut those off. I can use those for strip baits for fish like black bream, gurnard, anything like that. And then these wings, I can also strip these up with a knife and use those as strip baits as well, or indeed put them on whole. But I've got to tell you guys, these with the head, with the guts there, obviously it's got the eyeballs and the catching tentacles, just snip them off there. They are first class big fish baits off the shore or off the boat. When I've finished cleaning these, this is what they turn into. That's the finished squid. That's ready to make into squid rings. And that's next stage of that is in the frying pan. And the third stage is in my tummy. Well, there's something that's going to strike fear into the heart of every woman. About 4 gallons of squid ink. But look what I got, guys. I've got racks and racks of squid bait for going conger, cod and bass fishing, or small baits. Bag them up. Don't put them all in one big bag, in one giant great big gob of ice. You'll never get them apart. Do them in small bags of maybe 2 or 3 each, like we've done here. And then the same over here with all the heads like this. You want to do them in, say, 3s, I would say, batches of 3, and you can even roll 3 in cling film, 3 in cling film, like that. Here I've got those wings. I'm going to be using those, going to batch those up, freeze those down separately, and of course the piece that gets me forgiven for making the sink dirty is indeed, look at my fingers, is indeed the eating squid. So we got a lot, about 30 something odd squid there. So brilliant session. Just to show you people, don't forget to look on that link Mike's going to put up about the big giant squid we catch down there. This is not plastic. This is actually the backbone of the squid. People don't know, we're just telling you, look, it's very, very, very tough. So that's a backbone. So nothing, but nothing is wasted here except the ink. And the next thing is to get across to this puppy and sort that out, get that frying pan on.
Right in the kisser.